was getting really inspired by movies and like just the visuals and just kind of the new shit movie folks have been putting out. Like I feel like it's been just like really, really dope. So I was like, I want to create something that's just feels like it moves like a movie and maybe
Cinematic music.
I'm always trying to figure out myself more, trying to figure out what truly represents me without trying to factor in what other motherfuckers think.
There we go. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Rap Roots Media. I'm done saying the episode number because I say the wrong one every time. But we are here today with Adrian Wright. Say what's up to him. Tell everybody hello.
What's up, y'all? I'm Adrian Wright. I'm up on Rap Roots Media. Rap Roots?
Rap Roots Media.
Rap Roots Media. Yeah, about to get it.
All right. So I ask every artist that we interview a bit of like your origin story in hip hop, sort of how you got into the music space, just origin story as an artist.
Yeah. First kind of things I started doing as an artist was probably as a kid just trying to make my family laugh and shit. So taking like popular songs and trying to just like make them silly. Yeah, spoof them and shit like that. And then in high school, I found out how to like record myself on a computer with like just a trash ass microphone.
There we go.
And then I told my boys, and then we would just come over, download a bunch of like popular instrumentals off LimeWire or whatever.
That's always like the funnest thing is like downloading popular type beats. I mean, for me, it was like type beats. I know back in the day, it was like LimeWire, getting popular instrumentals. But that's always like the funnest thing, like getting together with your boys and everybody getting on the beat and just being silly and being fun.
Exactly. So yeah, doing that freestyling shit, and we used to just like sell the CDs at school. People was fucking with it, yeah. But it was just the most horrible lyrics ever though. So if anyone ever wants to cancel me, go find that shit.
Go find those songs. Alrighty, so origin story. So you go from that point making music with your boys, sort of silly spoofing songs. When is the point where music starts getting serious? Like, okay, I really want to make music that I care about and that like speaks to people.
During that kind of same time in high school, like I was doing that stuff with my boys, but I also was writing more like on the low.
Yeah. Can't tell your boys like, hey, I'm writing about this girl I like right now. They're gonna be like, nah, bro.
Yeah. So I was writing and making projects and stuff like that. But the first real thing I really put together, I think, was probably like a year out of high school. I and I was still just like taking beats I found, but maybe more low key beats. Like I don't know if you know Samurai Champloo. It was like an anime thing, but they had like a very hip hop feel, and they put out like CDs with like a lot of it was like instrumentals without vocals and shit like that. So was taking stuff like that, and I put my first project together. And I was going to like community college and shit, and I ended up like kind of giving that to people and stuff like that. But that was the first kind of like real thing that I did.
Okay. After that point, I know we've spoken. You went to Ferris State, which is a similar experience between the both of us. How did you sort of tap in with that Big Rapids community? Because I obviously know they're not huge centric.
Yeah.
So how did you sort of tap in and touch that community with your hip hop music?
Yeah. So when I was in Big Rapids, um, I kind of first kind of started doing music shit there when I was just going to karaoke. I would go to karaoke nights, and usually I would do like maybe 2 verses from like the whatever song I was doing, and then I would freestyle like a
Freestyle the
verse.
rest of it.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I got people to just kind of know me as someone who could rap and freestyle and be a performer, MC type of thing like that. After a while of going to Fair State, I started to like meet up with musicians and stuff like that. So then I started this band called the United Everywhere with Devin Anderson. And he basically he can play pretty much every instrument, but he had this looper. So he would just loop in and we would create songs that way. So he'd, first like beatbox a drum part, loop that, add in guitar, add in bass, all that shit, and we would just create that way.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, obviously, it's different from a solo perspective compared to like being a part of a band. How did that influence maybe your styling or how you
Mhm.
sound
I
today?
I definitely it opened me up to make way different music than I ever would have made. Like it took me more so outside of just straight up hip hop stuff. So when I did United Everywhere stuff, I'm probably singing more or just really not really staying within the bounds of hip hop, which I don't do for the most part anyway, but I think that opened me up a lot more and kind of pushed me in that direction more.
So I feel like a lot of like bands, specifically partake in like a lot of live instrumentation, whereas hip hop is more sort of centered in like making beats
Mhm.
via like the computer, a lot
Right.
through sounds or samples or things of that nature. What do you think you prefer more? Is it that live
Mhm.
sound or is it that like samples, sort of hip hop sounding beat making type of
Yeah.
sound?
Yeah, I think I may like the more sample, kinda driven sound, at least when I'm being in my own creative space, like, when I'm doing my own thing, that's just what I know how to do and what I lean on, but even when I did my, first project, I didn't know how to sample at that time. So, I keep saying, like, my first project, I'm not even thinking about that thing I did in, community college, but, the first project I, like, put on streaming and shit
Yeah,
like
on
that,
stream, yep.
I didn't know how to sample at that time, so that was just me on the keyboard, like, fucking with shit and making beats that way. Um, but now I'm starting to do the sample, and for this last project I did, I was, like, learning how to sample was
Yeah.
what, like,
Learning
was
experience,
driving
yeah.
that creativity from that, and I really like the sounds and ideas and stuff that came from that.
Awesome. So I did want to ask you about obviously every hip hop artist has things they like and dislike about the creative process, whether it be I love making the music, but I hate performing, or like
Mhm.
whatever the case may be. What is your favorite part of this whole being a part of a local hip hop scene?
Mhm.
Is it the creation in the studio? Is it performing? Is what about this really gets you going when you think, "Oh, this is why I love to make music," or "This is why I love to be a part of this creative space." Alright, so go ahead about, what's your favorite part about the whole creative process?
Yeah, my favorite part of the creative process is the creation of the song. So, like, I'm such a hands-on, artist when it comes to my music. So, like, my favorite is like first I end up making a beat, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, this shit is a dope beat, you know what I mean? And then having the words come to me and recording it and then mixing and messing with the arrangement of the music and everything. Like I really love being hands-on and just really producing a song like
Mhm.
that shit is super cool to me. I like tinkering on the computer and shit like that. But I feel like I equally love performing them too,
Mhm.
and really feeding off the energy because I'm someone who really feeds off the energy of the crowd and stuff like that. So I love that too, and getting that release from performing.
Yeah.
The part I don't like about it probably about the whole music shit is just being visible and on social media. That's just
That's my thing too, is my girlfriend is like, "You're always on your phone," and I'm like, "Yes, I know, I hate it."
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I don't really want to have to do that shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
It's hard. It's like people don't realize this, but like if you treat social media, whether it's like a hobby or like you want it to be your full-time career,
Hmm.
it it takes effort.
Yeah,
Like to post
100%. Yeah.
that content that people see every day
Hmm.
takes so much effort and so much diligent work and timing, and
Hmm.
by the time it's out and then it's reliant on, "Oh, well, I want people to see this. Well, how's it
Yeah.
doing?" I'm a person who tries not to get too caught up in, like, the numbers
Yeah.
of any of it, because 'cause that'll just send you into a bad spout.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think with a lot of people, I get that feedback of,
Hmm.
"Yeah, I don't like the social media shit."
Yeah, the other part of it that I probably don't enjoy as much is once I already have like the idea and the song is pretty much done and I have all that, but then I'm just like tinkering on like
Yeah,
the sound, the levels and all that shit and trying to get the mix right.
yeah.
That shit is kind of after a while can get kind of like, all right, man, fuck this, just put the shit out.
Yeah, yeah, like tinkering with something too hard, like being too
Mhm.
much of a perfectionist about it in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I heard you talk about, like, tinkering with songs a lot in that
Mhm.
little spiel. Would you ever see yourself I ask a lot of artists this question because I feel like as your career sorta progresses,
Mhm.
your artistry does as well, and, like, what you want to do on a song is different. Would you see yourself moving in, like, the executive production type of lane, like, moving from more so, "Alright, I'm gonna make this beat," to maybe, "Okay, I'm gonna have an instrumentalist come in and play bass, and then I'm gonna have the best person on the keys I know come and play the keys."
Mhm.
Would you ever see yourself moving into that lane more so?
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes like even when I'm making my own shit, um, I still will call on like musician friends and stuff to add live instrumentation and stuff. When I feel like there's a room for that or a fit for that, and kind of more directing in that. Not even really directing. Most of the people that I reach out to, I trust them to do
What the
what they
do,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like, here's what I have so far. Add what whatever you
What you
feel
see
to it,
fits.
and then sometimes I let whatever they do ride out because I usually tell them just do a take, like
Mhm.
don't even get too crazy
Too in
about
your
trying to
head about it,
perfect
yeah.
it. Just do whatever feels right, and then I'll go through later and pretty much sample the person
Mhm.
that added to it. And sometimes I just take the whole thing, like nope, this all is
Yeah,
I want.
that's great.
Sometimes I'll chop it up and be like, all right, I'm gonna move this around and do
Well,
that.
that's awesome. That's awesome. I know you have a lot of jewelry on, the necklace,
Mhm.
ring, earrings.
Mhm.
How do you express yourself through jewelry, through your clothes, whatever the case may be?
I don't know. I be liking shit, and I be like,
I just put that shit on.
yeah, I'm like, all right, yeah, this shit makes me feel good. So, yeah, I'm a rock it out because I try to be expressive in the music and in how I
And
present myself
that's an
and stuff.
important piece of it is, like, the character
Mhm.
of the artist. Like, people obviously love the music, hip hop, purists or people who are very invested in hip hop music, they love the music. But
Mhm.
also, it's not just about that for a lot of people now, it's more so based on, like, "Oh, this person is." I mean, it's the same thing for, like, celebrities and actors in a way, like, this person is a character. So
Mhm.
how can I relate to this character in a way?
Yeah.
So I feel like how do you see the character of Adrian Wright progressing
Yeah.
in your career in the next coming let's say in the next year?
I think I think for my life, you know what I mean. I'm always trying to figure out myself more. Trying to figure out what truly represents me without trying to factor in what other motherfuckers think. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like I'm trying to continue to always fall into that and fall into what's meant for me. So I think I'll just continue on that journey of figuring out, you know, what's my language and I don't know.
How do I get my creativity out in a way that
Mhm.
I feel
So
represented and that people can relate to?
right. So I think as I keep going, you'll just see more of me just expressing myself
Yeah.
without filters, I hope.
There we go. I think that's what everybody tries, especially in the hip hop space, tries to do is be authentically you, because nobody's better you than
Right.
I say this all
Exactly.
the time, nobody's
100%.
better
Like,
you than you.
yeah, that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to, sort of pivot here. I wanted to talk to you about the Trauma Project and working with
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
what was that whole journey like? Obviously, art prize winning,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
talk to me about that whole process and journey, being a part of that album, being a part of that, I don't know what they call it, exhibit, I guess you
Yeah.
could say.
Yeah. Um, I met Scoob through David, who is also an artist and also videographer, and probably does so. I know he's involved in podcast and probably does a million other things too. So, um, I met Scoob. I think we were at shit. I'm trying to think of what it's called. I'm probably not gonna be able to pull it out of my brain, but it's right there on Wealthy though. But I met him there, and Dave was like, "Hey, you need to work with him." You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Um, and so shortly after that, Scoob hit me up. I think probably on Instagram, like telling me what the project was, what the idea was about it, presenting me with the painting that he did and wanted a song for.
Mhm,
And I think I might have been one of the people that he caught like later in his process.
mhm,
So it wasn't. I don't think we had a whole lot of time to like finish the track and stuff like that. So, first I tried to make a song to the painting that he gave me,
mhm.
but I couldn't relate to the trauma represented in that really, and that was
Okay.
kind of coming through in the music.
Yeah,
And we both like at that point agreed, like, yeah, it's not really like hitting like we wanted to
wanted
for
it
the
to, yeah.
project and all that stuff. And um, you know, I know at one point I was kind of like, well, like you can have an instrumental that I made for like maybe
Mhm.
someone else, what I mean? You can use that for the artist, and maybe I just like produced a instrumental for it. But then we talked again, and I just kind of share with him like some of the trauma that I have gone through and what um, the type of trauma that I do relate to.
Yeah.
Um, and then he was like, you know what we can do is just have you do the track, and then I'll do the painting afterwards. And he was
Mm.
like, it ain't a guarantee that I'm gonna use it or that
Yeah.
it'll work or
Mhm.
whatever, but let's try it out. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So we did it that way. Um, and I even when I did it that way, there's multiple revisions that I did because I was like, I could think I can make it better. So it took some digging for sure to kind of pull that out and talk about the that trauma. But no, it was a great experience for me, like, um, for one, just watching Scoot work was a great experience, and watching him connect with
I've just
people.
talked with him over the phone a couple of times. We were trying to get him on the show. I was trying to have him come out and do that event
Mhm.
that we were working on putting together. He is just a super smart dude, super empowering dude. Was like, even though he couldn't make it work because of his schedule, he was like, "Yo, whoever you want in the Michigan scene, I got contact with pretty much everybody.
Mhm.
Like, tell me who you want, and I'll try to help you make it happen."
That's what's up.
So, yeah, like, he was, like, super on board with the whole idea for our event and was like, "However I can help, I will, even if it's not
Mhm.
in terms of me being there." So he was just, like, super empowering, super cool dude, and I thought that was a super cool thing just for hip hop because I feel like it, one, addresses mental health, addresses trauma,
Mhm.
especially there's a lot of male artists, obviously, on the record,
Mhm.
and men don't really
No.
go through like, not they don't go through that, that's not what I meant to say,
But
but
we don't.
we don't express it in
Right.
a way that's always the best. So,
Mhm.
I feel like to do it in a way that's so artistic and that's so groundbreaking, not just for hip hop or Michigan hip hop, but for just in general of
Mhm.
men expressing themselves, I just thought it was a great thing. So moving forward, you wanna talk to me about your album, your most recent album?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw some stuff on Instagram about it, and I'd love
Mhm.
for you to tell the audience about it.
Yeah, so I just released a project, I think, released December 20. It's called The Great Let Go. Earlier in the year, I released something called the Let Go trailer
Mm.
because the whole time I was creating this, um, I kind of feel like I lost a little bit of like inspiration from music, and just listening to music wasn't like inspiring me a whole lot recently, but I was getting really inspired by movies
Mm.
and like just the visuals and just kind of the new shit movie folks have been putting out. Like I feel like it's been just like really really dope. So I was like, I want to create something that's just feels like it moves like a movie, and maybe
Cinematic music is
more.
what I
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
call it.
yeah.
That's a lot of the music I like to listen to is, like, I love
Mhm.
cinematic stuff, like,
Mhm.
stuff that I could see this being in a movie tomorrow or a
Mhm.
movie trailer tomorrow, like, music that really, like, when you listen to it, it tells a story.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just like, "Damn, this beat is dope," or like, "Damn, he's spitting," but,
Right.
like, something that really means something.
Yeah, yep. So I was trying to get more in that type of bag. And so I was really um trying to create a story with this. And so that's what the Great Let Go is. It's kind of it has a character, and it has a story that kind of moves with it. Um I feel like the songs may feel a little more linear instead of like how a lot of music might kinda have, um, kinda go back to choruses
Yeah,
and stuff like that,
repetitive
and
feel.
repetitive type of
Yeah.
feel. I feel like this kinda more moves, like it's scenes and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so.
That, and with that comes with, like, a lot of transitions between songs and things of that nature. I love
Mhm.
those. That's the thing I love in albums too, is, like, the ability to transition song to song and not make it feel too much of, like, a jump.
Mhm.
Like, a
Yeah.
lot of albums that I'd say focus on or, like, care to listen to do that. And
Mhm.
that's what a lot of people, like, say, like, some of their classic albums that they love to listen to are those that feel like a whole movie, feel like something that's
Mhm.
not just like, "Damn, there's one single on that that I really like."
Yeah, and I think that's probably what I was missing from music is just, like, the whole album package, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
With a
making
lot
it
of
feel cohesive.
Like, with a lot of the singles, like, artists release there's a lead single, and sometimes there's
Mhm.
a second lead single, and then there's the deluxe, and then there's the lead single for the deluxe, and it's just I want something that, and I understand like it's not where music is right now.
Right, yeah.
What it is. But
Mhm.
for me, I'm a person who loves albums. You like off camera right here, I have a
Yeah, sound right hard. Yeah, I love it. I need to go through them. But yeah, I think and I feel like that's the type of fan that I'm gonna reach are the people who are still into albums and that cohesiveness
yeah.
of projects and stuff like that. And I don't think I can really even or want to like compete with just trying to do the single thing and stuff like that. Like yeah, and I know that's not probably not the move right now or what
Hey,
keep
like
along, but
I
I got to find the right people.
I don't hate on that at all. Like, however artists decide to move, whether it be the singles or whether it be
Mhm.
like to produce albums,
Mhm.
however you decide to go about it, I think is your decision.
Oh yeah, how you like?
Yeah, that's not the wave right now,
Mhm.
but who says in a year and 6 months from now that it won't be? Hip hop
Right.
is such a fast
It's always moving,
moving.
always adjusting.
Yeah, it's such a fast moving environment. So, who says in 6 months, a year from now, people aren't back on that album wave and aren't back
Mhm.
dropping projects? Like, I feel like even just like a couple of years ago, we were getting like real cohesive works, and it wasn't just
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm gonna drop a single, then I'm gonna wait 2 weeks, then I'm gonna drop another one, and then all right, in a month from now, I'll drop the album. Before it
Mhm.
was like, oh shoot, this guy just dropped a surprise album.
Yeah.
His.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm a person who just likes the project side of it a whole lot more. Even if it's just like, even if it's not an album, like even if it's a EP that I really enjoy,
Mhm.
that like I can tell somebody put a lot of tender love and care into, I'm like, ooh, I like.
Yeah, like, it makes
I'm
you
that
keep
type of
going
person.
back to it.
Yeah, like it's something that has you keep coming back to it and keep hearing that story and relating to it more so.
Mhm.
I've asked you a lot of good questions here. I feel
Hell yeah.
I'm still moving through 'em. I'm trying to rack my brain for more.
Yeah.
Tell me about what your future plans are for the music, whether that be a project, single, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, so like I just dropped that project and I want to perform more with that. So I'm going to try to start reaching out to, local venues and shit like that, try to get more performing cuz I feel like I haven't been performing as much with my solo stuff just
Yeah.
cuz I was in that creative mode and
Yeah.
and doing that. Um but also it just feels really good to have that project out and
Yeah.
releasing that
It's very free.
because that can really like take control of you.
Having all that stuff or having all these
Uh-huh.
ideas in your head, like with the show. I'm saying a lot about the show. We're supposed to have a Red
Mhm.
Roots Media show. We're supposed to in January. We're gonna have it for y'all. Adrian Wright is gonna be a part.
Hell yeah.
He's gonna be there. But with the show, there's so many ideas in my head of like what I wanted to do, and then life in a blink of an eye stops. Every more
Right.
slows down. With I had car. Anyways, back to it. I had a car accident. Had my grandmother pass away, and then all of a sudden, life slows down, and you're like, well, oh geez, all these ideas completely leave your mind, and you're like, oh man, I gotta focus on these couple of really big things in life. So it's really a freeing experience to have those ideas, put them on paper, put them on a song or whatever the case may be, and have them come to fruition. I feel like that's a very gratifying, freeing experience because you're like, oh my God, this is all I've been thinking about for the last 6 months, and it's finally
Out
here
there.
out, and people can hear it.
Yeah, and it just for me, and I part of me is like I have to try to work on not or at least pushing music that I put out to like promote to people and stuff. Because for me, as soon as I get done with the project, I'm like, all right, what's next now?
Yeah.
Instead of really letting that breathe and letting people or at least like sharing it, sharing more about it and shit on
There are
Instagram.
certain people in this scene who just do that whole promotion thing so well. Sunny Ski, was also on the Chop
Oh, he
project,
kills it with the
with the
promotion.
promotion, with I'll text him all the time like, "Dude, that was crazy.
Uh-huh.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
like
Yep.
just random things." Like I seen on Instagram the other day, he was like, they were at a video shoot and he was like playing like he was Eminem, like he was shady, and I was like, "Damn, like bro, that's the perfect way to promote your music.
Uh-huh.
Like you ain't even have to think about it." Like I don't know, like his knack for promotion and for marketing and for all those things. I'm a college student.
Uh-huh.
I can't think of half the shit he comes up with.
And
So
the timing and the timing.
the timing of it too.
Mhm.
Exactly. That's one of the hugest things is the timing of when you decide to, okay, I'm gonna share this or I'm gonna share this with anything. Or I think the biggest thing is just sharing or like capturing. A lot of people that are great at that capture everything,
Yeah.
which is so hard to do.
That's what I'm trying to do more,
Yeah.
and reach out to more like videographers and stuff like that. Like, got this going on, like get them in there to capture those moments.
Well, even if it's just I'm gonna set up a camera while I make this song, and we're all
Mhm.
I'm here with
Awesome.
my boys or with my engineer, and we're just gonna chop it up and have a fun time. And like
Mhm.
whatever comes out of that is what comes out of that, and then that's album promo right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know, like just a lot of the ways. Like for me, I'm realizing like, hey, it's a lot easier now that I have a camera. Like you can bring the camera anywhere, you can bring a tripod anywhere.
Mhm. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, well, I don't have the money, or well, oh, I don't have this, or well, oh, I don't have that. And I'm not the type of person like obviously I mentioned before I had a lot of life stuff happen, but I'm not the type to make excuses. I had a funeral Thursday, and I'm here today doing an interview because I care and because yeah, maybe I don't have the energy or the drive to do it right now, but I know
Mhm.
it's still a thing I care about. So, like, my thing for, like, a lot of the local artists, I know there's a lot of local artists who watch this and a lot of, aspiring artists that watch this, so I just wanna tell y'all, it's not about the money, it's not about I feel like you could speak on this too, like, it's not about the money, it's not about any of those things. If you have the drive to do it, go do it, find a way to do it. There's always a way to do something, there's always a cheaper route to do something, so you can make it happen no matter how that, comes about.
And there's always a way to be what you want to be.
Yeah.
And I like to rap. I like to make music, so I rap and I make music.
Yeah.
Some people might not see it as successful if you're not doing it on a certain level or whatever, but you know, eventually you got to do that shit, and maybe you'll get there, maybe you won't. But I plan on just doing this shit for life because it's
Here's
what I
the
like to
thing is,
do.
like, everyone has their own definition of success. Obviously, would I love to make some money on this and love to make this my career? 100% absolutely.
Mhm.
And that's also, like, a part of the reason why I started it now and why I started it in college because I know, hey, I'm 21 now. In 10 years, I'll be 31.
Mhm.
If I do this for 10 years consistently,
Mhm.
it's gotta go somewhere.
Yeah, you only gonna get better. You only gonna say that's
It's only gonna get better, and it's only gonna progress, and the art is only gonna get better, and I view these things as art because I view it as a way to share our local community with the world.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's a great thing that we can do for our local community, and I know there's not a lot of avenues other than performances for a lot of Michigan-based or Grand Rapids-based artists to be able to do that. So I feel like my platform provides, like, a more grand scale way to do that. Whether that be I'm promoting an album or whatever the case may be, I think it's a great way for artists to get their not only get their name out there, but just get their project out there and build name
Mhm.
recognition. I feel like that's where like, there's so many great artists in the local scene, but, like, if you ask somebody in the South, like, "Yo, who's Adrian Wright? Who's Sonny
Mhm.
Ski?" They're not gonna know.
Mhm.
But with creating content and with putting you doing that promotion, it builds that name recognition, and damn, that dude Sonny Ski in Michigan going crazy, or that dude Adrian Wright going crazy out there in Michigan. Like, that's I feel like what a lot of artists here are moving towards now, and I think that's amazing because I feel
Mhm.
like we have so much talent, and I'm not trying to hate. I know I do this all the time. I'm not trying to hate on the Flint or Detroit sound of music, but I feel like people categorize Michigan as just that, and it is far from that.
Mhm.
Like, and with that being said, I love Rio and all those artists who are out here making a way for Michigan and Detroit and Flint and all that. Love them. Love the music. Think it's funny. Think it's cool. Think they have bars. All that. But I don't like the idea of people categorizing Michigan into this little box of, oh, you make funny, off the wall hip hop music. Like, I don't
Mhm.
want us to be just that.
Yeah.
And that was a thing where I noticed, like, damn, we are really oversaturated with this same sound. I
Mhm.
wanna find people who don't necessarily fit that bill or want to fit that bill, but still provide a great boost of creativity and artistry to our community.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a rant. That was a speech.
No, no, no. Well, you went as a spirit. But I'm from Flint, you know what I mean? And I also want to represent that and represent that there is diversity in the music that comes out of there, that comes out of Michigan, that comes out of hip hop in general. You know, I feel like um, I'm always for just a more rounded picture of what hip hop music
I'm
is.
I'm trying to do with this after this show. I plan to obviously make a little bit of money off the ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of hip hop is categorized as like violent and like drug inducing, like people who use drugs, drug abusers, things of that nature. It's like I feel like hip hop is a genre, and it has always been a genre of being boxed in as like this violent drug abusing genre. But it's also like it's the biggest genre in the world. It's the biggest
Mm-hmm.
music genre in the world, which is amazing, cool, awesome. But I don't want us to be anyone who's involved in hip hop to be boxed in this space of like, oh, you're violent or you're like for a lot of people, it's just I'm trying to make art. I'm trying to express myself, and I want that to be the forefront, not anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, what I was trying to say, I want to do after this show make a little bit of ticket money. I wanted to sort of dive into hip hop and drugs and how those two things coexist and how drug use and abuse has been sort of a part of hip hop and we view how we view our addicts, how we view people who are addicted to whether that be substances, alcohol, whatever the case may be, how we view them. I feel like a lot of people view those people as like, oh, they're morally bad or like they're stuck in their ways. They can never be a better version of themselves, which is something that I've always had a problem with. And I've always had a problem with it being so intersected into hip hop. So I have this idea for this documentary that I want to release that I hope takes away some of that boxed in viewpoint of hip hop
Mm-hmm.
music, which I think I hope will be out here in the next year or two. Which I think it'll take away some of that uh, stigma, I guess I should say, around hip hop music, which I think would be awesome. Because I think things like with what Scoob did with the Trauma Project, that's something that takes away that stigma
Mm-hmm.
around hip hop music.
Yeah, just having people be a little bit more authentic in the stories that they're telling and stuff like that. I mean, you know, I don't know. People use substances for all kind of reasons. It's a rough world out there. You know what I mean? You can get into different things, and you know, you can knowing your lines and shit like that is important with whatever you're doing. But you know, people just out here trying to make it, and
Yeah, people are like a lot of people are just trying to create and trying to make a way for themselves, whether that be through hip hop, whatever the artistry they choose to pursue. And I,
Mhm.
I just I don't want there to be any I don't want people to have to like, oh well, if I make hip hop music, people are gonna view me as this or that.
Right. Yeah.
I want people to say walk into hip hop and say, this is the art I want to make, this is who I'm gonna be like, and people are either gonna accept it or they're not. But I'm
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They don't even know.
like you said just a second ago is being authentic in the stories you're telling. People want to come into hip hop, and I'm not gonna say all people, but some people
Mhm.
like to tell a story that isn't them.
Mhm.
And I feel like the more we stray away from that and start moving towards an era of authenticity in the stories we tell and how we promote ourselves and how we do all these things, is it just builds that. Like I said a minute ago, hip hop is the biggest music genre in the world. Other than
Mhm.
make pop music, but
Yeah.
it's I feel like it's so freeing for a lot of young people to be able to come into hip hop and tell their story. And the more that we lean into that and lean less into I fucked your mama and I fucked your bitch and blah blah, like just telling stories that are just overly arrogant and overly flaunting. And like obviously there's a place for that.
Yeah. Sometimes you feel like
Yeah,
that.
sometimes you feel like I fucked your mama and I fucked your bitch, but
And say that.
but sometimes there's a place of I want to come into this and I want to
Mm.
really delve into a song and I really want to work hard and tell my story.
Mhm.
And I feel like hip hop, especially here, I feel like it's growing into a place that could be considered a hub of music,
Mhm.
like a New York or like a Chicago or wherever, Atlanta. I feel like we can get there. I feel like we're a couple years out from that. And I want to be a part of the reason. I want this brand to be a part of the reason that gets it there, that gets it
Mhm.
over the hump. And I feel like artists like you, artists like Ski, artists like Scoob, who are pushing that authenticity are really a big thing and a big reason why we are able to move forward and move in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
And I know I've been going on this
Appreciate
rant.
that.
I know I've been going on this rant, but let me get one more question in about. I got a thing going here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I have a good one. I did this one with Sex a while back. She said you're Flint native.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you like some favorites about Flint, favorites about Michigan. You just tell me. I'm just gonna like favorite restaurant, favorite
Yeah.
artist, whatever. All right, so favorite frozen yogurt. No,
Bro, I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know. I don't know about the frozen yogurt
All right.
spot.
He was hitting the pen a little bit. Favorite dispensary in the local area.
You know, I haven't really been to any of this dispensaries back home in Flint. No.
Well, it could be just Michigan.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
it could be just Michigan. Yeah.
I go to Flourish, but I don't have it. I think what's the other place? I think I like them better, but something house. I don't know. I'm not
Not super well versed. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Give me some of your hobbies, and I'll base them off that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, no music.
Yeah. Music is a major hobby for me, of course. I've been fucking around with plants a lot.
Plants.
Yeah.
My
So
mother
just
loves
like
plants.
I
I should have. I
yeah,
should call
like
her
propagating plants and all that type of shit.
I should call her right now.
Uh,
What's your favorite plant then? What's your favorite plant you like to cultivate? What do you have a garden?
no, I don't. But I planted like a bunch of wildflowers in the front yard, just
That's
like
very cool.
throwing down a bunch of seeds and shit like that. But I guess I'm not a very super detailed person. So
Yeah.
like I'm like this. I like this plant a lot. I don't know the name of the
I don't know the name of my plant, but that
yeah, like I don't know what it's called and everything, but I was like,
That's cool.
that was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't know all the details like that.
That's okay. I'm just asking some fun
But
questions.
yeah, but I get into that. Into a lot of shows. I watch a lot of
What's like
shows
your
and shit like
go-to
that.
if you're putting on a show on a rainy day? Is it like I guess give me like is it a sitcom? Is it an anime? What genre of show? And then go into like some of your favorites.
I watch if I'm just trying to like relax and watch some easy shit. It's probably a comedy. It might be like an anime comedy. I watch a lot of Bob's Burgers.
My brother loves Bob.
Yeah, it's just goofy. And it got music, like it's got some good songs in that.
Yeah, they had the whole the Bob's Burgers movie. I know that was like a musical. My little brother loves that. My little brother loves Bob's Burgers.
But yeah, I watched that. But I get into a little bit of everything.
You into Rick and Morty? You like?
I haven't watched that in a long time. I watched it. I was watching it more in college and stuff like that. But then I kind of fell out. Sometimes it's a little too crazy for me, I think.
Yeah, some of the episodes I'll be watching, I'll be like, dang, like I'll be high or something. I'll be like, dang, this is too deep for me right now. I gotta turn this up. I gotta turn this off. All right, so we got to show us. I know you talked to me about loving a lot of the different movies that have been coming out as of late. Can you give me like your top 3?
I love Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think it's called.
Yeah, I've heard
I don't know
of
if
it.
you've seen that one. That one's like I like movies that blend a lot of different movie genres into one.
Yeah.
So a lot of shit that Key and Peele or not Key and Peele, what's his name?
Jordan
Peele.
yeah.
Jordan Peele does. I like too. I loved the show Atlanta. So stuff like that
Atlanta,
just like
I've
brings.
been being told for years to watch Atlanta. I've never watched it. I actually loved Lil Dicky's show, Dave, and people were like, "Oh, you love Dave? You should watch Atlanta. You should watch Atlanta." I need you to give me like the best rec you can because I've been hearing for years watch Atlanta. So give me a brief. Give me a bit of a brief on it before I go into it.
I mean,
I obviously know.
I really don't like because I see how people like compare Atlanta today, but I feel like Atlanta is more of a higher art piece to me.
Okay.
When it comes to the television show,
less comedy driven, more so.
It's comedy driven too, but I think it's just more of it's more unique to me.
More
It's
progressions
it's-
and things of that nature.
I don't even know if I'd say that. I just think it's just a super fucking unique show.
Okay.
Like they have some episodes that might feel like a straight up thriller. They have some episodes that are just really funny and comedy and shit like that. Some of it just feels like you just experiencing someone's day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just a dope ass show. Yeah.
Give me one more movie or show that you
Yeah.
got two. You got
Well, I'll talk about one that like influenced my album, The Great Let Go that I just did. There's a show called Scavenger's Reign. It's on Max. I think it just moved to Netflix, but it's an anime series about like outer space and space exploration and stuff like that. And it just has all these unique creatures and stuff that this person made, and I'm like, how do you even come up with this shit? Like, how does your brain develop? Because this doesn't exist
Yeah.
outside of what you made in this show.
outside of this universe.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
And I guess that was a big part with my album too, was just trying to create its own world.
Yeah.
And that influence came a lot from watching that show, which I got into that show like in the middle of my album. So I was already kind of heading in that direction. I was like, this shit really like talks to me about what I'm already
it's like
creating. Yeah. So that was really dope.
That's awesome, man. I feel like we had a great conversation here. We're already at 40 minutes, so
I don't even it don't even feel like that.
I don't even feel like
Yeah, that's dope.
it was great to talk with you, man. I feel like we had a great conversation. Told the audience a lot about you. Helped me learn a lot about you. Well, I am excited to have you be a part of this show. I'm not sure when yet. I'm gonna let y'all know whenever we get it figured out. I gotta get some car things figured out here real quick, but then we are going to be on the road hopefully soon. I'm gonna let y'all know. Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. Rap Roots Media. This is the first interview I've done in a little while. We have a bunch of interviews in the vault, so you guys will probably see this in like 2 months. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in and watching and staying invested, even when I'm not always invested. I appreciate y'all so much. It has been a crazy 5 weeks that I've been on these last few weeks, but I appreciate y'all sticking around and tuning in when I do post stuff on Instagram or whatever the case may be. And just all my music friends that looked out and checked up after my accident and all that. I appreciate y'all so much, and I just wanted to give a quick little thing on that. Also, I wanted to say a quick rest in peace to my grandmother. I love you so much, Barbara Jean Todd. She is a pillar in the Grand Rapids community, and I just wanted to give a quick word. Quick little thing for her because I love her dearly. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Especially so, I know we got it booked kind of quick, but I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate getting to know you and learning a bit of your story.
Yeah,
And I hope the audience learned a lot.
Yeah, it was great chatting with you, and I was surprised you're like right back on it. You know what I mean? So you're out here working hard, man, and I appreciate you having me out here.
Thank you, man. It was great to talk to you.
Oh yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, I should probably say like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff, and follow us on
do that shit.
pages. Rap Roots Media on all platforms. Check out the YouTube, Instagram, website, all that stuff. If you want to donate to the website, that'd be dope. Tell them where you're at on all social.
Yeah, it's Awright AWRIGHT _1988. I'm mainly am active on like Instagram and shit like that. Then I also have a page called Adrian Wright Creates. So
there we go.
Either of those you'll be able to get all my
follow him on
information details.
Check him out on streaming. Adrian Wright. The Great Let Go. That's
The Great Let Go. Yeah.
Let Go.
Also, I'm gonna be. I guess you're doing this in a couple months. We'll see if it comes out before that. But I'm gonna be performing at the Jammies. Doing. I don't know if people are familiar with the Jammies, but I'm familiar
with the Jammies.
Yeah.
Jammies is WYCE. They're a local radio station. It is their version of the Grammys. Basically, they hand out a bunch of awards to a bunch of local artists. So tune in. He's performing. That's awesome. That is a awesome.
Oh yeah. I'm excited for that.
Awesome, man. I am so glad. I'm so glad we got this in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like he said, check him out on all streaming. The Great Let Go. He's performing at the Jamies. Check him out. Do all this stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out. I'm done with my ramble. Peace out, y'all. Deuces.